3 days doesn't seem like a very long time, especially when you got a holiday weekend. Genesis 22:4, it took Abraham 3 days to take Isaac to Mount Moriah. Now, we know how that relates to Jesus Christ and how it was a perfect picture of Calvary. In Genesis 49-13, Joseph told the dream, and he saw a grapevine in front of me, and I was holding Pharaoh's wine cup in my hand, and I took a cluster of grape and squeezed juice, and then I placed the cup on Pharaoh's hand. This is what the dream means. 3 branches represent 3 days. The vine had 3 branches that began in bud and blossom, and soon a cluster of grapes ripened. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift you up and restore you to your position as the chief cupbearer. That's a restoration in 3 days. Genesis 42:17-19. Joseph again put all his brothers in custody for 3 days, and on the 3rd day, do this and you'll live. If you're honest men, I will let you live and take your grain back, which he did. It was restoration again. Exodus 10:21-23. 3 days of darkness was the plague of Egypt, but a light was shining brightly in the camp of the Israelites. Again, taken care of. On the 3rd day, they were okay. Exodus 8:27. We will go 3 days' journey into the wilderness and sacrifice to the Lord our God as he will command us. This was Moses' 3-day journey to sacrifice and a request to Pharaoh, who granted it. 3-day journey. Jonah was in the belly of the fish, according to Jonah 1:17, for 3 days and 3 nights. What happened to Jonah? Jonah said in Jonah 2:2 that in my distress I called to the Lord and he answered me from the deep realm of the dead. I called for help and you listened to my cry. On the 3rd day he was raised from the dead. He was dead in the belly of the well. They don't tell you that in Bible stories. But Jesus said, for as that Jonah was in 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of fish, so will the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. Matthew 12:40. Dead and raised on the 3rd day, just like Jonah. And Jesus said, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. John 2:19. He wasn't talking about the actual building the temple. He was talking about himself. He is our temple. A lot can happen in 3 days. This is a picture throughout the Old Testament to the New Testament. Jesus in the Old Testament. More Jesus in the Old Testament and clues for us to see him. Love you all.